Paddock stands are an incredibly useful piece of equipment to have at your disposal, whether you're wanting to do some chain or brake maintenance, remove the wheels, or even just do some cleaning. In this video I'm going to show you how you can safely get your bike up on front and rear paddock stands when you're working by yourself. So the first thing you need to ascertain is what type of paddock stands your bike is going to need. So on the majority of sports bikes, including the Aprilia that we've got here, you'll see we do already have some bobbins pre-installed on the swing arm. If your bike doesn't have these, there's a good chance it will have the holes already installed for them. If you can't get any bobbins that fit, or if the swing arm's not suitable, you can get some paddock stands that, rather than having a hook that's going to sit into here, they'll have like an L-shaped bracket that will actually sit underneath the swing arm here. So you see on the Aprilia here, we struggle to use something like that because of the swing arm isn't straight. So we're going to go ahead and use the bobbin style on this one. Okay, so with the bike on the side stand, the first thing we want to do is bring the bike upright. So what I always like to do, stand around here, hand on either side of the back cowl, lift it up into position while supporting it with your leg here. So the Aprilia is about 190 kilograms, so it's quite a heavy bike. 600, you could probably just grab it from the back and pull it up. Just do take care. Obviously, the Aprilia here, there's a lot of hollow plastic, so I don't want to put too much pressure on there. And also take care if your bike has a spring-loaded kickstand. Once you pull the weight of the bike off the stand, obviously the kickstand will come up. It might make it a bit hard getting it back down again. Okay, so with the bike in the vertical position, still supporting it with your leg, I'm going to bring in your kickstand and just manoeuvre the sliders into place over the bobbins. Now you will find you quite often have to tip the bike further than you think to get the other side lined up as well. So once you're happy that both bobbins are lined up, you can put a little bit of pressure on the stand here. That's going to keep the bike in place, allowing you to move to the back. You then will have your hand on the back cowl, and in one firm motion, push the stand down, the wheels under the bike. I always give a little wobble just to make sure that's not going anywhere. Okay, so as with the rear, you've got a few options for the front. So the Tech 17 stand here is going to sit in the bottom of the forks on these little L brackets and pivot upwards. You can get a pin style front paddock stand that will connect right at the top here underneath the triple clamps. So the only problem really with this style of stand is it does keep the pressure on the forks. Obviously you could remove the forks with a stand like this if you wanted to do that. But for working on the brakes, we're removing the front wheels, no problem. So we want to line these up. Make sure they're both sitting tight on both sides. Make sure the stand's straight. Make sure your wheel's straight. And I like to just get to the side of the bike. Do take a bit to get going. And there you go, front wheel off the ground. Okay, so we've done the work that we wanted to do. It's now time to take the bike back off the stands. So the front, fairly straightforward. All you want to do, lift from the bottom. Make sure you keep a bit of pressure, don't just let it fly up. And just slowly raise the bike down to the ground. Obviously it's going to stay upright because you've got the rear paddock stand there holding everything in place. Okay, so over to the back. Same again, we're going to lift up from the bottom. Slowly. Control it, let the bike just slowly drop to the ground. So now the tyres are back on the ground, what I'm going to do is going to put my hand at the side of the bike. It's very important that you pull the bike towards you where the side stand is. So I'm going to support the bike with my weight, pull the stand out of the way, and slowly lower the bike down back onto its side stand. So that's it, not a particularly hard process. If you're struggling with it, there's a few things you could do. You could try finding a block of wood or a house brick, actually place that underneath the side stand, just so you don't have to tip the bike quite as much. I personally don't like doing that just because when you lower the bike back off the side stand, it's not always guaranteed to line up properly. Another option would be if you don't have any work to do at the front, you just need to do some work at the rear. You could look at a front wheel chock. So you're going to push the bike into that. That will hold the bike loosely in an upright position, just enough to aid you in getting the rear wheel off the ground. I'll throw some links to the paddock stands I've used and also a front wheel chock in the description below. I hope that's helped you out. Please do stick around, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.